I'm always asked, what is the difference between an HMO and a PPO? HMO stands for Health Maintenance Organization. HMO, you have to use the providers that the health insurance carrier has. If you go outside and use somebody that is not belonging to the network, the only coverage you have is based on emergency basis. You do not have coverage otherwise. Emergency, in insurance terms, is life-threatening situations. What about a PPO? Preferred Provider Organizations. They call them preferred because those doctors accepted the negotiated fees that the insurance company decided or contracted with. Now, can you use doctors outside the PPO network? Yes, you can, but your benefits are much less. So it is much better for you to use doctors within the network. That's why when you go to a PPO plan, try to stick within the plan, try to stick within the provider network. That's where you go outside the benefits on the PPO, the benefits are much less. The advantages of an HMO versus a PPO. On the HMO, why would you choose HMO over PPO, or why would you choose PPO over HMO? If you don't want to worry about bills, if you don't want to worry about deductible, if you don't want to worry about a co-insurance, HMOs tend to be a fixed copay for office visits, a fixed copay for prescriptions, $100 for emergency. You do your blood exam, you do your x-rays. So it's usually included in your office visit. You don't have to pay a co-insurance for that, or you're not subject to a deductible for that. You're in the hospital for 20 days. You don't have to worry about 20 or 30 or 40% that a PPO tends to be. What are the limitations of HMO? You're limited to the network that they provide, and you always have that gatekeeper doctor. The gatekeeper doctor is either a primary care doctor who is internal medicine, family practitioner, general practitioner, or pediatrics. Any other doctor is considered a specialist. As long as you go through that gatekeeper, he would refer you out to the specialist. That is maybe to some people is called the delay in the system, or they're not interested in having that. On the PPO side, the advantages are, I wanted to see an orthopedic today, I can go ahead and see him. I want to see a dermatologist, go ahead and see him. But what are the disadvantages? Well, I might be surcharged deductible. Well, if I go to the doctor and I pay $30 an office visit, but anytime I see a doctor, I'm going to have a blood exam or an x-ray or whatever else I end up doing as far as testing. That is usually subject to a deductible or the co-insurance and whatever the co-insurance of the plan is. I think that should summarize the differences between an HMO and a PPO. Please check out more of the slides that we have on www.zisinsurance.com. I'm always asked, Hisham, how could I not be covered for my prescription? I have insurance. I went to the pharmacy and they told me that your insurance does not cover your prescriptions. How could that be? I'm paying so much money for the insurance. Well, most people don't understand that for every symptom, there's many medications. And what insurance companies tend to do every year, they will contract with certain medications. I'm going to give you an example. For anti-reflux, you see on television the brand Nexium, the purple pill. Well, if it's not contracted with this carrier, then what will happen is they will not be covered. That's why when you go to the pharmacy, they'll tell you it's not covered. Usually it's better to have a 3-tier drug card than a 2-tier drug card. When you see a 2-tier drug card, meaning it's generic and brand formulary. If it falls in within the brand formulary of that insurance company, then it is covered. Then you pay for it. But if it is not within that brand formulary, then you will not have coverage. That's why a pharmacist will tell you you are not covered for it. For a 3-tier drug card, you will have a generic, brand, and non-formulary. That 3rd tier usually covers you for the one that they did not contract with. Always try to look for a 3-tier drug card. And thank you for visiting ZIS.